We just had another insane day within the Fortnite competitive scene, as we might be seeing the return of MrSavage to competitive after going on stream today talking about he might consider returning following a new trio opportunity.
One of the reasons why I retired, is because I wanted more freedom, and I also just wanted to stream and entertain. And if the people watching, want me to do that, if that's what you guys want for entertainment, then maybe we have to run it back for one time. But let me think about it, chat. I'm not going to promise anything, but let me think about it tonight, okay?
And if you guys are wondering who that trio might be, it's none other than Rezon and MrSavage's former duo Vadeal, who are now looking for one after last night Vadeal was dropped by Sphinx, and the new trio there is Kanata, Sphinx, and Bolts on an A. So a huge shockwave effect on an A happened with the trios, as we now have Kanata with a new trio, Sphinx with a new trio, and Bolts with a new trio as well. So 3 people from 3 different trios split from those trios to form a new trio, and a whole lot of players are now looking for trio on an A. But before we dive into that, let's discuss the potential trio of MrSavage, Vadeal, and Rezon, and the thought of MrSavage already returning back to competing to play with this trio. And I honestly would love to see them play, but one thing about this situation is that Vadeal is actually Division 2 on EU right now, so they would actually need to spend the last week of Divisional Cups, which is this week, attempting to try to get Vadeal to Division 1, which obviously shouldn't be that hard for 3 Tier 1 players to be able to do, but on the off chance they don't actually get to Division 1, I'm not sure what that would mean for Rezon and MrSavage, but I definitely think we will be seeing this trio trying out tomorrow in the Eval Cup, and probably playing in Division 2 Cup this week, as MrSavage tweeted this date, which is October 14th, 2023, which is the date of the FNCS Global Championship from 2023, which Vadeal and MrSavage played in. So I definitely think MrSavage is going to end up playing with both of those players. Now I want you guys to comment down below what you think of MrSavage potentially returning to play with Vadeal and Rezon, and also how good you could see this trio doing. I think they would be a very good trio. They're all really familiar with each other, and I also think the content would be insane for EU once again. Having 3 of the biggest personalities all playing on one trio would be insane. But we're going to have to see if they do end up playing, if they can get Vadeal to Division 2. He is going back to EU. He should be there by tomorrow for the Eval Cup. But moving back over to an A, we've got some trio changes to talk about. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, Sphinx, Kanata, and Bolts will now be playing, and they will be landing at Hopeful Heights. So that splits up the trio of Rapid, Yapko, and Bolts, Kanata, G-Money, and Osid, and Sphinx, Vadeal, Cooper, of course. And a side effect of this trio splitting is we are going to be getting back Muzz, Rise, and Yapko, a trio who got top 5 last season in NA Grand Finals, which ended up splitting because Yapko went to play with Rapid and Bolts. That trio will now be back together. So the people we have looking for trio on NA right now is we have Rapid, Cooper, Curly, G-Money, and Osid all looking for trio. And Rapid will be playing this week with Booga because Craze will be having his prom this week, so Craze will not be playing. So Rapid will be playing with Booga. I'm not too sure if that might last for the rest of the season. I truly doubt it because Craze is a better player than Rapid for that trio of Booga and Threats. So I think Craze will be sticking with that trio. So Rapid will be looking for trio for FNCS. Then Cooper is apparently going to be playing with some of his friends for this season. As of right now, I believe Cooper is looking for one with Veer, but I could also see him playing with Noxy and Mason again, as they are friends, and I could definitely see them playing. Then we also have Curly, G-Money, and Osid all looking for trio. Now I think any combination of these players with Rapid IGLing would be a pretty solid trio for this season. I think Rapid, Cooper, Curly, or even Rapid, Curly, G-Money would be a really solid trio. So we're just going to have to see what happens with all of these people that got dropped last night. We're going to see what happens to them going into FNCS next week. So I'm definitely going to have to drop an update video for the new trios going into FNCS after this week's Divisional Cup. But what do you guys think of the trio of Sphinx, Kanata, Bolts? A lot of people are expecting this trio to be competing for top 3 this season and definitely competing for land spot this season. And I do agree they will definitely be competing for land spot this season with teams like Muzz, Booga, Clicks, and others. But landing Hopeful Heights, I definitely do think teams like Clicks will have the advantage on them in Grand Finals. So I think Clicks' team and Acorn's team even are still above this team for being a top 3 team, with Peterbot being the best team, of course. but I definitely think Sphinx, Kanata, Bolts will be pretty solid. But it's definitely going to be interesting to watch this team. How good will they be this season? Could they maybe be a top 3 team competing with teams like Acorn and Clicks? Let me know down below if you think Sphinx, Kanata, and Bolts can be a top 3 team competing with Acorn and Clicks. I'm not sure if I see them in the same category as those 2 teams, but maybe they can, because this is 3 of the best players on the region. Sphinx is one of the best IGLs as of recent. Kanata is one of the best support players you could play with. And then Bolts is also one of the best fraggers you can play with as well. Bolts hasn't been doing too great this season, but he's been on 60 ping the entire season. And now that he's playing with Kanata, I'm sure he's going to get a room in the Dignitas house on 0 ping. So we're most likely going to get 0 ping Bolts back. And when Bolts is on 0 ping, he is one of the best fraggers for sure. So this is going to be a very interesting trio to keep an eye out on. But moving on from the NA trio situation, we have some drama brewing on EU, as Vino tweeted out that he's going to be contesting Malabuka, Ping, and Walks at Lone Wolf Lair for the rest of the season. And this comes after Vino actually contested Malabuka, Ping, and Walks in the last 2 games of the EU Division 1 finals today, and ended up going 1-1 with Malabuka. And in Malabuka's placement tweet, he did say he got griefed by a bottom leaderboard team in the last 2 games. And Vino didn't have the greatest off spawn day. They got 3-0'd off spawn by Fredoxy at Mass Meadows and ended up conning Malabuka. So we're going to have to see if they can improve on their off spawn, but they did go 1-1 with Malabuka in their first 2 games landing there. So it's kind of crazy to think that Malabuka and Vino, the only 2 land qualified teams on EU, will be contesting each other. We're going to have to see how this unfolds though, if Vino is actually 100% serious about conning them and if he's actually going to con them moving forward. So we're definitely going to have to see what happens there. But then moving to contest Malabuka is making it seem more and more apparent that Queasy will be the team that wins FNCS on EU this season. But of course, there's other teams like Vanya who could also win as well. But I think with 2 of the best teams on EU, the team that got first and second in Grands contesting each other, that's definitely making it a lot easier for a team like Queasy or even a team like Vanya to end up winning Grands this season on EU. But overall, we had lots of drama today to talk about in this video. And if you guys want to stay up to date on everything going on, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel with notifications on. And also drop a like if you enjoyed this video of me going over MrSavage potentially coming back and all the trio drama we had today on both EU and NA. And I know I haven't really been uploading a lot on this channel as of recent, but I have been posting a lot of videos on my React channel. So I'm going to put a video from my React channel in the end screen. So if you guys want to go check out my reaction channel, look at the end screen at the end of the video and go check out that if you want to see some more content from me. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you next time.